G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Mags TV. So today we have a little bit of a channel update video. But first things first, today's background footage is a match in the KS 87 Premium. This was a realistic mixed battle, an Arcade Plus. Please don't take what you see in this match as being indicative of how you should fly this plane or how this plane actually performs. This match, you can't see chat, but there was pretty much nobody in this particular fight that was actually happy to be in this fight. So we all decided just to have a massive arcade furball and just get the match over and done with as fast as possible. And it was actually kind of fun, strangely enough. But yeah, no serious flight in this one, but it makes for good background footage. So, as some of you may have noticed, the last couple of weeks I've had a couple of days here and there where I haven't been uploading videos. And I haven't uploaded in the last two. This is because, well, we're now in December, the end of the year, and I have a lot that is going on this end. First and foremost, I've got my son's birthday party to organise, which is actually in the start of December, the worst possible time in the year to have it, but hey, I should have planned better 9 months beforehand, what can you do? Outside of that, I've got a huge amount of personal stuff going on, especially in relation to the family Christmas events, which I'm actually hosting this year, which is surprisingly a lot more work than I thought it would be. Anyways, the plan is to have the channel back under control within the next few days. I just wanted to do this video as a little bit of an update to where everything is currently sitting, because, well, I should have been doing these in my Rundown Under series, which was supposed to be my bi-monthly to monthly series, updating you on the goings-on the channel, which I've made 3 of this year, because I'm a horrible, horrible, horrible person. But first, the big news. Yes, I have heard Gaijin is finally putting cockpits in all the aircraft that don't have them. All the bombers are finally getting cockpits. It's only a few years too late, but that's cool. They've actually made it. I honestly was thinking that we would never actually see this. So, 2 thumbs up, extremely happy about this. Looking forward to taking a whole selection of aircraft that up until now I was uncomfortable bringing out in Sim, actually flying them out in Sim and possibly using some VR in them. I'm really looking forward to the idea. Speaking of VR, I actually have a community event, well, sort of, being organised fairly soon. I'm going to be doing trials on this in the next couple of days, but my plan is to actually do some VR racing in War Thunder using aircraft around the racetrack, and something potentially a little bit bigger than biplanes. I have no idea how that's going to go. If you've got a VR headset and you're interested in actually jumping in on this, let me know. And at the very least it should make an entertaining video, because I imagine there's going to be a lot of people slamming into walls. I also have another community event in the works at the moment. I haven't done one of these with you guys for a while, so I will be making an announcement, and I am designing it so that everybody can get involved. There will not be a single person in War Thunder who will not be able to participate in this event. So anyways, what's been going on in the channel? Well, for the most part everything is ticking along the same way as it has been, which is probably why I haven't actually done a rundown under really updating. I haven't changed anything in a while. However, there is going to be a couple of changes coming up soon. First thing first is Subnautica. Now, Subnautica is probably going to be going onto a break sometime in the near future. Not immediately, it'll probably make it into the new year, but reasonably soon. And this is simply because, well, I now have the Cyclops parked in the mouth of the Lost River biome. Currently, there are only 2 biomes in Subnautica that I have not explored on this channel. One is the Lost River biome, and one is the Lava Zone. Now, while I haven't looked into the mapping in detail as I've been trying to avoid spoilers, I do know from the patch notes that the Lava Zone is attached to the Lost River biome somehow. Now I'm down there, I'm likely going to build a base, I'm going to explore the Lost River biome, and in the process of that I'm going to find the Lava Zone, and in which case I am going to find the last of the creatures in Subnautica that I have yet to see. At that point, I have explored the entire map on this channel. There is no place that I have not been, which means there's really not much else for me to do at this point. There is of course the Subnautica storyline, but at the moment, because they're making adjustments to it in the development, because Subnautica is not a finished game, not all of the storyline components are in. In fact, there was some stuff that was in last patch that is no longer in this patch because they had to make some adjustments. Until the entire storyline is in the game and complete, I really don't want to do a storyline playthrough, because, well, I'm sure you may have seen some videos already floating around of people that are doing storyline components. A lot of that, they're actually using cheats to summon in particular structures or bring in particular parts of the storyline. It's not all there. And while I do most certainly want to do a storyline playthrough of Subnautica, trying to find out every little piece of information that is going on, I don't want to do that until the entirety of the storyline is in place, which probably won't be closer to release. So that leaves me with a bit of a hole, where I could keep playing Subnautica, but really there's not going to be anything new for me to do within the realm. I would have visited everything at that point. So I'm going to put Subnautica on pause. I might jump back to it in a video every now and again in creative mode and just see what kind of silly stuff that I can actually do. But at least for the moment, Subnautica will get the pause button once I've completed the exploration. Now the same goes with the Long Dark. The Long Dark seems to be relatively popular on the channel, and I'm glad everyone's enjoying it, and I'm enjoying trying to play through the game again without looking up any information and spoiling myself, trying to survive as long as I can. Because the basic storyline for the Long Dark is you were supposed to be either a pilot or a passenger, but you were in an aircraft that crashed after a incident which caused all of the destruction and post-apocalyptic effect that you see inside of the Long Dark, and you are now trying to survive in an area you are unfamiliar with no basic starter supplies, trying to stay alive for as long as you can. That is your goal. So doing a playthrough blind actually fits in very closely with that storyline, which I quite like. I have, however, looked up the leaderboards. It was a while ago, so I don't remember the exact number, but the top players for the Long Dark have managed to survive for in excess of 2,200 in-game days. Now, an important part to remember with the Long Dark is that nothing respawns. If you burn a stick, if you pick up a can, if you kill an animal, it's gone. Every piece of cloth and clothing you wear out, once it's gone, it's gone. And looking at the numbers on the leaderboard, it appears that there is only enough supplies across all of the map zones in total, if you know where everything is, to survive around 2,200 days. I'm never going to make it that long. But it's clear if you know what's going on, you can survive to the point where, well, really making a video series about that would be rather boring, because once you had yourself established, it would just be repeating exactly the same stuff every single time in order to survive for as long as you possibly can. Which is part of the reason why I decided that my Long Dark playthrough will be a one-shot deal. I play from the start, and I play in for as long as is possible until eventually I die. Whatever kills me, and that's where the series ends. And I'm liking the challenge, and at this point I'm still not dead, but again, I don't know how certain parts of the game actually work, and unless I can figure them out before I die, either of exposure or starvation, there is a limit to how long that series is going to run too. Now that's going to open up 2 holes on the channel, and I've been trying to decide what to fill them with. At the moment, I'm playing a little bit of The Division. I recently picked it up. It's 50% on special. Actually, I believe if you flick over to the Humble Bundle store, it is still 50% off to buy, and I've actually been really enjoying it. When the game came out, it was a typical Ubisoft clusterfuck. Let's be honest. It was buggy, there was hacking problems, there was all sorts of problems in the game, as you would expect from a game that was pushed out the door far too fast because people wanted to start making money on it. But at this point, we're about 8 months on, they've patched the hell out of the game, they've released most of the DLC for it, and the latest DLC, Survivor Mode, is absolutely fantastic. And the game itself has been mostly fixed up. It's a looter shooter, so it's basically Borderlands in a realistic New York setting after a virus outbreak. I don't think that's a spoiler at this time, the game's been out for a while now. And the storyline behind it all is actually really good. I'm really getting into it. I'm really enjoying the gameplay overall. So I'm thinking about a little bit of Division on the channel. Let me know in the comments section down below what you actually think, whether you'd like to see me do some playthrough of the actual storyline elements to the main story for the Division, as well as some of the survival mode stuff. The survival mode stuff is really hard, but also really, really good at the same time. And the second thing I've been thinking about is, ages ago I did a bit of Ark Survival Evolved on the channel, and it seemed reasonably popular, but I didn't end up continuing through to it because the server that I was playing on ended up getting shut down and I lost all my progress. Couldn't be bothered starting again, but I have been continuing to play the game with my son in single player. I'm contemplating starting up a multiplayer server for that again, or joining a server and just having a bit of fun inside of that world, seeing how long I can survive, maybe one with a few mods on it if we do a custom server, try and make things a little bit more difficult on myself, and I do have the new expansion pack for it, which has some fantastic new stuff as well that might be worth showing off. So again, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see some Ark on the channel. As for everything else, obviously the War Thunder will be continuing. I'm hoping to have some fairly sizable chunk of War Thunder by the end of the week. World of Warships, I have a whole bunch of videos that I have not had the time to, or a whole bunch of recordings that I just haven't had the time to turn into videos at this point. That will be getting turned over. At the moment, I've been mainly playing trying to complete the last of the ARP ships, trying to unlock them all. I have 2 left to go. And last of all, I've been thinking about bringing a little bit of World of Tanks and Warframe to the channel. World of Tanks I actually played rather heavily prior to creating this channel. So I have a pretty advanced account, but I burnt myself out on it and I sort of stopped playing it, which is why there's only 1 or 2 videos of it on this channel. But World of Warships has been getting me into that kind of gameplay again, so I'm thinking about taking it back up. And Warframe is just a game that I absolutely love and never seem to find enough time to play. Other than that, everything else will go on as normal. I'm going to have to get some more IL-2 content up on the channel. DCS World will be coming along again as per normal. War Thunder is going nowhere. It will be doing its thing. And really, that's it. So anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching and keeping up with this update on the channel. Until next time, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I will catch you in the skies.